Local webcasting for a worldwide audience.
You're listening to Radio Lewes, where the music matters, and welcome back to Guess the Year. As always, I'm Ben Fuller. You know how this works. I've got a year, I've got music, and I've got trivia. And we always start with the music.
From London back down to the U.S. We rockin' this contagious, monkey business outrageous. Just confess your girl admits that we the shit. F-R-E-S-H, we fresh. G-E-F, that's right, we definite. B-E-P, we reppin' it. So, turn me up, turn me up, turn me up. Come on, baby, just pump it. Pump it. Pump it. Pump it. Pump it. Pump it. And side, yo, turn up the radio, blast your stereo right now. This joint is sizzling right. You check this out right here. Do wanna hate on us, do need to ease on up, do wanna act on gut, but do get shut like Flavor Shut. Chick say she ain't down with chick backstage when we in town. She like men on drums, she wanna hit and run. Yeah, that's the speed, that's what we do, that's who we be. B-L-A-C-K-E-Y-A-D-D to the E, then the A to the S. When we play, you shake your ass. Shake it, girl. Make sure you don't break it, girl. Turn it up, turn it up, turn it up. Come on, baby, just pump it. Pump it. Pump it. Pump it. Pump it. Pump it. And side, turn up the radio, blast your stereo right now. This joint is sizzling, it's sizzling right.
From the real obvious, live and direct, rocking the scene. Breaking on down for the B-boys and B-girls, we're in to do they thing. Pump it, louder, come on, don't stop, and keep it going, do it. Let's get it on, move it.
Come on, baby, do it. Blow my mind, baby.
Okay, wasn't expecting that to be so short, but that was Black Eyed Peas and Pump It. So we move into the year and we start with January, of course, and on the 7th, Charles Kennedy resigns as leader of the Liberal Democrats, admitting that he had a drinking problem. On the 20th of January, a whale was discovered swimming in the River Thames in London. On the 24th, Sven-Göran Eriksson announces that he will quit as manager of the England national football team after the summer's World Cup. And he'd been in charge of England for 5 years. And that is it, I'm afraid, for January, so we move on with the music.
Ladies up in here tonight, no fighting.
We got the refugees
No fighting. No fighting. Shakira.
I never really knew that she could dance like this. She make a man wanna speak Spanish. Como se llama? Bonita. Picasa.
Shakira.
Oh, baby, when you talk like that, you make a woman go mad. So be wise and keep on reading the signs of my body. attraction, the tension. Don't you see, baby, this is perfection.
Hey girl, I can see your body moving, and it's driving me crazy. And I didn't have the slightest idea until I saw you dancing. And when you walk up on the dance floor, nobody can ignore the way you move your body, girl. And everything's so unexpected, the way you right and left it, so you could keep on shaking it. Never really knew that she could dance like this. She make a man wanna speak Spanish. Como se llama? Bonita. Shakira, Shakira.
Oh, baby, when you talk like that, you make a woman go mad. So be wise and keep on reading the signs of my body. I'm on tonight, you know my hips don't lie, and I'm starting to feel you, boy. Come on, let's go real slow. Don't you see, baby, I see it's perfect. Babe, I know I'm on tonight, my hips don't lie, and I'm starting to feel it's right. All the attraction, the tension. Don't you see, baby,
Shakira,
this is perfection.
Shakira.
Oh boy, I can see your body moving, half animal, half man. I don't really know what I'm doing, but just seem to have a plan. My will, self-restraint, have come to fail now, fail now. See, I'm doing what I can, but I can't, so you know that's a bit too hard to explain.
Dance like this. She make a man wanna speak Spanish. Como se llama? Bonita. Shakira, Shakira.
Oh, baby, when you talk like that, you know you got me hypnotized. So be wise and keep on reading the signs of my body.
Señorita, feel the conga. Let me see you move like you come from Colombia.
Mira, en Barranquilla se baila así. ¡Sí!
En Barranquilla se baila así. Yeah, she's so sexy, I am at fantasy. A refugee like me back with the Fugees from a third world country. I go back like when Pac carried crates for Humpty Hump. We lead a whole club dizzy. Why the CIA wanna watch the Colombians and Haitians? I ain't guilty, it's a musical transaction. Bobo, zobo, no more do we snatch rope. Refugees run the seas cause we own our own boat.
I'm on tonight, my hips don't lie, and I'm starting to feel you, boy. Come on, let's go real slow. Baby, like this is perfecto. Oh, you know I'm on tonight, my hips don't lie, and I'm starting to feel it's right. The attraction, the tension. Baby, like this is perfection.
No fighting, no fighting, no fighting.
No fighting.
Okay, that was Shakira featuring Wyclef Jean and Hips Don't Lie, apparently. And we're into February, and the 3rd saw an Islamist demonstration outside the Danish embassy in London in response to the Gillen's Polster Mohammed cartoons controversy. On the 9th of February, the government announced that the Child Support Agency is to be abolished. Between the 10th and the 26th, Great Britain competes in the Winter Olympics in Turin and wins 1 silver medal. That was Shelley Rudman for the women's skeleton. 22nd of February saw the largest cash robbery in British crime history. It was the Securitas depot robbery. Around £53 million was stolen from a Securitas depot at Tunbridge. Also, the Prince of Wales court case continues at the High Court against the Mail on Sunday as he tries to prevent the publication of his journals. And on the 27th, writers Michael Bajan and Richard Lee sue Random House in the High Court of Justice, claiming that the best-selling novel The Vinci Code by Dan Brown contains ideas stolen from their 1982 book The Holy Blood and the Holy Grail. That's it for February. More music now from the Scissor Sisters.
Wake up in the morning with a head like what you done.
the Scissor Sisters, and I don't feel like dancing, and that sees us into March. On the 1st of March, the Senate debating chamber of the National Assembly of Wales on Cardiff Bay, which was designed by Richard Rogers, is opened by the Queen. On the 2nd of March, Sir Menzies Campbell is elected leader of the Liberal Democrats following an election caused by the resignation of the previous leader, Charles Kennedy. 4 people were injured in an explosion in a GlaxoSmithKline factory in Irvine, North Ayrshire. On the 7th of March, the President of Brazil, Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva, makes a state visit to the UK. Makes you glad that we have shorter names in this country when it comes to elections, doesn't it? On the 19th of March, the Prince of Wales and Duchess of Cornwall begin a 2-week foreign tour of Egypt, Saudi Arabia and India. And what else? The 26th of March, a smoking ban came into effect in all enclosed public places in Scotland. And on the 28th, the Royal Regiment of Scotland was created. More music now.
Oh, I wish I was a punk rocker with flowers in my hair. In 77 and 69, revolution was in the air. I was born too late into a world that doesn't care. Oh, I wish I was a punk rocker with flowers in my hair. When the head of state didn't play guitar, not everybody drove a car. When music really mattered and when radio was king. When accountants didn't have control and the media couldn't buy your soul. When computers were still scary and we didn't know everything. Oh, I wish I was a punk rocker with flowers in my hair. In 77 and 69, revolution was in the air. I was born too late into a world that doesn't care. Oh, I wish I was a punk rocker with flowers in my hair. When pop stars still remained a myth and ignorance could still be bliss. And when God saved the queen, she turned a whiter shade of pale. My mom and dad were in their teens and anarchy was still a dream. And the only way to stay in touch was a letter in the mail. Oh, I wish I was a punk rocker with flowers in my hair. In 77 and 69, revolution was in the air. I was born too late into a world that doesn't care. Oh, I wish I was a punk rocker with flowers in my hair. When record shops were still on top and vinyl was all that they stopped, and the super info highway was still drifting out in space. Kids were wearing hand-me-downs and playing games, men kick-arounds, and footballers still had long hair and dirt across their face. Oh, I wish I was a punk rocker with flowers in my hair. 77 and 69, revolution was in the air. I was born too late into a world that doesn't care. Oh, I wish I was a punk rocker with flowers in my hair. I was born too late into a world that doesn't care. Oh, I wish I was a punk rocker with flowers in my hair.
Sandy Tom there with I Wish I Was a Punk Rocker. Well, I'm not sure she knows what a punk rocker is. Never mind, into April then, and on the 5th of April, discovery of a swan with avian influenza occurred in Scotland. That's bird flu to you and me. On the 7th, Mr. Justice Peter Smith delivers judgment in the copyright case over the Da Vinci Code, finding that Dan Brown had not breached the copyright of Michael Bajan and Richard Lee. The judgment itself contained a coded message on the whim of the judge. On the 12th of April, Prince Harry passed out as a commissioned officer during the Sovereign's Parade at the Royal Military Academy at Sandhurst. On the 18th, Peugeot announces plans to close the 60-year-old car factory at Ryton near Coventry, which it bought from Chrysler in 1979. Queen Elizabeth celebrates her 80th birthday at Windsor. The Prince of Wales makes a televised address in tribute. On the 25th, the BBC announced that Grandstand, its flagship sports TV programme, will be phased out within the next year after nearly 50 years on air. And on the 30th, the last astronomy show is held at the London Planetarium before it is acquired by neighbouring Madame Tussauds. More music before we head into May. Oh, great tune, Supermassive Black Hole from Muse, leading us into May. And not very much happened, except for a lot of boring political stuff, which I don't normally go by. What I can tell you, on the 4th of May, Steve McLaren, manager of Middlesbrough FC, agrees to become the next manager of the England national football team after the World Cup. And I can't really ignore this simply because there's not enough to talk about. On the 5th of May, Tony Blair reshuffles his cabinet. Charles Clarke is dismissed as Home Secretary. Jack Straw is replaced as Foreign Secretary by Margaret Beckett. John Prescott remains as Deputy Prime Minister, but loses responsibility for the office of the Deputy Prime Minister. So not really a Deputy Prime Minister. And on the 20th of May, campaigners for Fathers for Justice invade the set of the National Lottery. That is it. I told you it was short. More music now before we head into June.
Take it back, take it back, take it back.
Everybody get your
Man Eater from Nelly Furtado. And June the 9th to the 11th saw the British Grand Prix held at Silverstone Circuit, and the races won by reigning world champion Fernando Alonso, ahead of Michael Schumacher and Kimi Raikkonen, while local hero Jenson Button retired early from the race with an engine oil leak. On the 10th, the England football team's World Cup campaign begins with a 1-0 win over Paraguay. On the 25th, a children's party is held at the Palace in honour of the Queen's 80th birthday. And Lord Chancellor Lord Falconer rejects calls from families of murder victims for all convicted murderers to be sentenced to no less than a minimum of 25 years in prison. On the 29th, the Blenheim Gwent by-elections, independent candidates Di Davis and Trish Law defeat Labour Party in a parliamentary and Welsh Assembly by-elections. The elections were called following the death of incumbent Peter Law. We'll be into July very shortly after this.
Stupid girl, stupid girls, stupid girl. Maybe if I act like I will call me, what about my seat? Girl, I don't wanna be a stupid girl. Go to Fred Siegel, you'll find him there, laughing loud so all the little people stare, looking for a daddy to pay for the champagne. Drop a name. What happened to the dream of a girl president? She's dancing in the video next to 50 Cent. They travel in packs of 2 and 3 with their itsy bitsy doggies and their teeny weeny teeth. Oh, where have the smart people gone? Oh, where do they be? Maybe if I act like I will call me. What about my seat? Girl, I don't wanna be a stupid girl. Maybe if I act like flipping my blood, yeah. Reach out my bra like that. I don't wanna be a stupid girl.
Break it down
The
now.
disease is growing, it's epidemic. I'm scared that there ain't a cure. The world believes it and I'm going crazy. I cannot take anymore. I'm so glad that I'll never fit in. That will never be me. Outcast and girls with ambition. That's what I wanna see. Disasters all around. I wanna be spared. Will it move my head? Like I will call me. What about my seat? Girl, I don't wanna be a stupid girl. Maybe if I act like flipping my blood, yeah. Push out my bra like that. I don't wanna be a stupid girl.
Think and do your thing. Do your thing and do your thing. Yeah. I like this. Like this, like this.
Maybe if I act like that, flipping my blonde hair back, push up my bra like that. Maybe if I act like that, flipping my blonde hair back, push up my bra like that. Stupid girl. Stupid girl.
And that was Pink and Stupid Girls. You are listening to Guess the Year on Radio Lewes, where the music matters, and we're into July. The European heatwave affects the UK, resulting in July 1983's record for the hottest month in the CET series being beaten with a mean monthly temperature of 19.7 degrees C or 67.5 Fahrenheit. On the 1st, England's World Cup quest ends in the quarter-finals when they lose on penalties to Portugal after a goalless draw. On the 7th, the UK commemorates the first anniversary of the 7/7 terrorist bombings. And on the 17th, George W. Bush greets Tony Blair with the phrase, "Yo, Blair." On the 18th, 180 British citizens are evacuated from the Lebanon due to growing crisis between Hezbollah militants and Israel. On the 20th, HMS Bulwark prepares to evacuate British nationals from the Lebanon. On the 22nd, Arsenal FC move into the Emirates Stadium, named after the airline company, as part of a 15-year sponsorship deal. After 93 years at nearby Highbury, the 60,000-seat stadium is the largest club stadium to have been built in England. In English football since Main Road, which was the home of Manchester City. And I don't know why this is notable, but on the 31st, Harry Potter author J.K. Rowling turned 40 years old. Music now, this is the Dirty Pretty Things.
I could do some more Anthony, actually.
I knew all along that I was right at the start about the seeds of the weeds that grew in your heart. So satisfaction fought these factions who fought to tear us apart. Oh, I gave you a Midas touch. Oh, you turn and scratch out my heart. Oh, what did you expect? You expect to lay it on my head? So is it all up on my head? Bang, bang, you're dead. Always so easily led. Bang, bang, you're dead. Put all the rumors to bed. Bang, bang, you're dead. I knew all along, but I was loath to believe there was nothing but spite, fury and lies are the webs that you weave. An illusion to a conclusion, and oh, it's all so dream. When you're putting to bed, kick it in the head, oh, and then just let it be. Bang, bang, you're dead. Always so easily led. Bang, bang, you're dead. Put all the rumors to bed. Bang, bang, you're dead. So is it all up on my head? Bang, bang, you're dead. Always so easily led. Bang, bang, you're dead. Put all the rumors to bed. Bang, bang, you're dead. Bang, 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 you're dead. Oh.
Was Bang Bang, You're Dead. 1st of August, Steve McLaren is officially appointed as the manager of the England national football team. It's another short month, this one. 10th of August, police make many arrests in relation to a transatlantic aircraft plot, and tight security measures are instigated at airports. And the first modern solely Gaelic medium school to offer secondary education is opened in Woodside in Glasgow, and I won't insult Gaelic speakers by trying to pronounce it. September's coming up after this.
What a drag it is, the shape I'm in. Well, I go out somewhere, then I come home again. A lot of cigarette, 'cause I can't get no sleep. There's nothing on the TV, nothing on the radio that means that much to me. All my life, watching America. All my life, there's panic in America. Oh, 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 trouble in America. Oh, 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 oh. Yesterday was easy, happiness came and went. I got the movie script, but I don't know what it meant. A lot of cigarette, 'cause I can't get no sleep. There's nothing on the TV, nothing on the radio that means that much to me. There's nothing on the TV, nothing on the radio that I can believe in. All my life, watching America. All my life, there's panic in America. Oh, 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 there's trouble in America. Oh, 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 there's panic in America. Oh, 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 oh. Yesterday was easy as I got the news. Or when you get it straight, you stand up, you just can't lose. Give you my confidence, all my faith in life. Don't stand me up, don't let me down, no, I need you tonight. To hold me, say you'll be here. Hold me, say you'll be here. Hold me, say you'll be here. All my life, watching America. All my life, panic in America. Oh, 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 she's lost in America. Oh, 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 tell me how does it feel? Tell me how does it feel? Tell me how does it feel? Tell me how does it feel?
Razorlight there with America, and it sees us into September, which is not a happy month, all told. On the 2nd, Royal Air Force Nimrod crashed in Afghanistan. 14 personnel are killed in Britain's worst single military loss since the Falklands War. On a happier note, on the 9th, Helen Mirren is awarded Best Actress at the Venice Film Festival for her role in The Queen, portraying Elizabeth II following the death of Diana, Princess of Wales. On the 20th, TV presenter Richard Hammond suffers a serious brain injury when he crashes a jet-powered car whilst filming for Top Gear. And on the 25th, the Cotmanthorpe rail crash saw one man die when the 225 from Plymouth to Edinburgh, operated by Virgin Cross Country, hits a car at about 5 to 9 in the evening. That's it for September. October's coming along after this.
We'll do it all, everything on our own. If I lay here, if I just lay here, would you lie with me and just forget the world? I don't quite know how to say how I feel. Those 3 words I said too much. They're not enough. If I lay here, if I just lay here, would you lie with me and just forget the world? Forget what we're told before we get too old. Show me a garden that's bursting into life. Let's waste time chasing cars around our heads. I need your grace to remind me to find my own. If I lay here, if I just lay here, would you lie with me and just forget the world? Forget what we're told before we get too old. Show me a garden that's bursting into life. All that I am, all that I ever was, is here in your perfect eyes. They're all I can see. I don't know where, confused about how as well. Just know that these things will never change for us at all. If I lay here, if I just lay here, would you lie with me and just forget the world?
Snow Patrol there and Chasing Cars. October the 1st, regulatory fire safety reform comes into effect, requiring a fire risk assessment for all non-domestic premises in England and Wales. On the 5th of October, Right Honourable Eilish Angelini QC appointed as Lord Advocate in Scotland. She's the first woman and the first solicitor to be appointed to the post. The 9th of October saw the opening of the Beetham Tower in Manchester, a landmark 168-metre, 47-storey skyscraper with oversailing upper floors designed by Ian Simpson of Simpson, Hugh and Partners, the tallest building in the UK outside of London, and with its penthouse apartments above the Hilton being the highest residential addresses in the country. 13th of October, European Home Retail plc and its subsidiary Fairpack go into administration, leaving tens of thousands of people out of pocket for Christmas. On the 26th, the Duke of Edinburgh officially opens Arsenal's new stadium, and on the 30th, the Stern Review on the Economics of Climate Change is published by the UK government. More music, and then we're into November.
going down, round. And sugar, we're going down swinging. I'll be a number one with a bullet. A loaded gun complex, target and pulling. We're going down. Cock it and pull it.
Do you know what? I'd forgotten about that one. That was Fall Out Boy and Sugar, We're Going Down. And we are into November. On the 5th, 53-year-old Ronald Castry was arrested in connection with the murder of 11-year-old Leslie Mulseed in 1975. Stefan Crisco had spent 16 years in jail for the crime before his conviction was quashed. Castry would be convicted of the crime the following year. On the 7th, Dyran Bardot sentenced to life imprisonment for plotting large-scale terrorist attacks in Britain and abroad. The Court of Appeal noted that Bardot's business-like plans would have caused carnage on a colossal and unprecedented scale if they'd been successful. On the 8th, 3 men of Pakistani origin are sentenced to life imprisonment for the racist murder of Chris Donald in Glasgow. On the 16th, the 21st James Bond movie, Casino Royale, is released in British cinemas. Daniel Craig makes his debut as Bond in the movie. On the 23rd, Alexander Litvinenko dies in London, having been poisoned by polonium-210. And I think we'll leave that there before we head into December. And you listen to this.
Waiting on some beautiful boy to
Killers there with When You Were Young. And we're into December, and I have to say it's not a happy month. From the 2nd, a young woman's body is found in a brook near Ipswich. Her death is initially treated as unexplained. On the 4th, the woman whose corpse was found in Ipswich 2 days earlier is identified as Gemma Adams, a 25-year-old local prostitute. Her death is reported to be suspicious, and police launch a murder inquiry. There are also concerns about another Ipswich prostitute, 19-year-old Tanya Nicol, who went missing on the 30th of October. On the 7th of December, a tornado hits London. And on the 8th, the body of missing Ipswich prostitute Tanya Nicol is found on the outskirts of town. On the 9th, police in Ipswich launch a murder investigation into the death of Tanya Nicol, admit that it is likely that she met her death at the hands of the same person or people who killed Gemma Adams. The very next day, a third prostitute's body is found in the Ipswich area. On the 14th, 2 more women are found dead in Ipswich. It's confirmed they are both prostitutes, meaning that the police are now investigating 5 murders. The Ritten car factory closes early, and the Peugeot 206 production is transferred to Slovakia several months ahead of the scheduled closure date. 2,300 jobs are lost. On the 18th, a man is arrested near Felixstowe on suspicion of murdering the 5 Ipswich prostitutes. He's named as Tom Stevens, a 37-year-old Tesco supermarket worker. On the 19th, a second man, 48-year-old forklift truck driver Steve Wright, is arrested in connection with the Ipswich serial murders, while police are given more time to question the first suspect. On the 21st, Steve Wright is charged with the Ipswich prostitute murders, while Tom Stevens is released on bail pending further inquiries. On the 29th, the British government pays off the Anglo-American loan made in 1946, and on the 31st, Hogmanay celebrations in Glasgow and Edinburgh are cancelled due to poor weather conditions. I told you it was a bit miserable. More music now, and then we'll look at some of the popular movies.
Sometimes I feel like throwing my hands up in the air. I know I can count on you. Sometimes I feel like saying, Lord, I just don't care. But you've got the love I need to see me through. Just
You Got the Love from The Source featuring Candy Station. That was the remix, in case you're interested. So, movies. Apocalypto. Poseidon, the remake of the Poseidon Adventure. The Hills Have Eyes. Inside Man. Deja Vu. The Contract. Ultraviolet. Superman Returns. Eragon. And X-Men Last Stand, to name but a few. And that's it. If you haven't already got it, the year has been 2006. This has been Guess the Year. My thanks for listening. I've been Ben Fuller. I'm going to leave you with My Chemical Romance, and welcome to the Black Parade. Until next time, stay safe. Ta-da.
When I was a young boy, my father took me into the city to see a marching band. He said, son, when you grow up, would you be the savior of the broken, the beaten, and the damned? He said, will you defeat them, your demons, and all the non-believers, the plans that they have made? Because one day I'll leave you a phantom to lead you in the summer to join the Black Parade.
Radio Lewes. Local community webcasting.